Start today's stream. What are the plans for today? To create model settings. Okay, we have them, but I think I will update it a little bit. So yeah, let's start with it. Let's start our application. Okay, let's start it. Opening browser for it. Okay. Works. So let's check what I want to do. I want to create a project settings, not even not a project, but just a settings model. And it will be a generic settings model. So each application will have own settings. And if I want to change something, if I want to configure some application, for example, clock, I possibly will want to set a time zone for our clock. Okay. And I should be able to use this model. It will be a generic one, so it will contain name of the service instead of ID column, so it will be a primary key, and some settings. Also, I'm thinking about version number field for compared set operations. So if I will want to update model, update the field from some other part of application, from another process, I don't know. Okay, and then I will be using version to check that it is not changed. So it's like a general algorithm or wait for some operations. Okay, so for example, I want to update some settings, and it has settings have and settings will have only one, the version number 1. Okay, I get the data from the database. It contains version number 1. Okay, and when I update the settings, I will look for a settings with ID, with specific ID and version number 1, and try to update it with version number 2 and so on. So if some other process will try to update the same value, then and updates it before we do, then if we try to find value record with ID of the service, for example, with clock and version number 1, we won't find any. We should have some issue with, have some error. Okay, so let's try starting this. Okay, we have service settings. Possibly I will rename it not to service settings but to application settings personally. Okay, let's let it be like this for now. Okay, let's see our schema for it. We have settings schema, and instead of settings, I will be using data. Okay, so so instead of settings, we'll be using data. Okay. Okay. Our test should fail. Okay, it fails. That is fine. Let me just have this back, and I want to benchmark a little bit our solution. So instead of let me just refresh what we have done yesterday. Okay. We have hooks. We have hooks and for repo. Okay. Here we're checking that our test registry started. Let's switch to another approach and system term let test started. Okay. And we'll update this here. So instead of it, I will just put our data that test started, and we should have the same approach as it was. Just want to benchmark whether it will be faster, whether we have some benefits for it. Okay, it seems there is no visible benefit. We have tests running for the same amount of time. Let me check another approach. We will add more tests, just copy paste them, and case fixtures, and we'll copy. Okay, we'll copy div div test Elixir. Okay, and service settings 1. We will copy this is div 2 test Elixir. Okay, and rename the module 2. And we have more tests. Let's measure again the performance. Okay, so 54 tests run at this amount of time. Okay, so let's check. Okay, so this approach is a little bit slower. So the more tests we will have, the slower it will be. Okay. Oh no, it seems it just depends. Possibly fractions of second, some milliseconds. Okay, I think we have JIT compiled parts of our tests. Possibly I will list. Possibly I will measure it in future with some extra optimizations, like just will not copy some data, will not start repo, and so on for or will start them only for those files or those tests where we need them, and ignore them for other tests. Okay, let's return to our settings. Data, we have a data here. Data. And let me see my migration. I'm not sure that anyone except me uses it right now. So I think it will be nice, it will be fine to we have name, it is a string, primary key, okay, and version will be, let's see, vector migrations. And add, okay, and add column type ops. For example, string is converted to varchar and so on. Primitive types. Options. We have primary key. Okay. The default value, no false. Okay, size, precision, scale after. Okay. And where to see all the types? Assets, vector, primitive types. Okay. It seems that it is very clear. There are primitive types. Interesting, we have explain function. Interesting. And I've seen them possibly at GitHub. Interesting. Okay, it's inside vector schema. Do we have okay vector we have a schema and possibly okay here is our primitive types. So I think I will be using integer as a version. Let's do it like this. So interesting. It works. And we didn't know about this. Okay. So yeah, it's our database equation. And let's just try running our tests. Okay. Okay. Let's see what we have here. And our deep service settings. Okay. We have this field and then field version and okay. So both arguments are required. Okay. Let me check the API. Possibly will update this part too. Okay, we have a change set. Okay, how can I do something with it? And we have schema. Okay. Okay. Just found the shortcut. C closes and opens the settings. Okay, and embedded schema. Okay, we have a schema, embedded schema, and where is our functions? Okay, we have schema. Source. Okay, it's service settings. Define schema struct with source name and field definitions. Huh? Custom primary keys. Okay, primary keys. Vector supports two ID types, ID and binary ID. The ID is integer and binary ID is okay, vector UID. in both cases, both types. Okay. Using actor primary key module attribute and using primary key as option field in your schema definition. And name, it will be string primary key true. Okay. Primary key true. They are not modulated. Okay, using the primary key should be okay. Primary key. Primary key name. Prefix, primary key, fields, and so on. Let's recompile. Recompile doesn't work. Okay. Name, type, opts. Primary key will be name, type, string, opts is empty. Recompile. Okay. Name is already set. Removing it. Recompile. Okay. So and Elixir Home. Elixir Home and service settings. Service settings and settings. Okay. Schema. Okay. Primary. Okay. The primary key will be a name. Okay, schema fields. Returns a list of fields, field source field. Hello. Nice to see you. Okay. How do you do? Schema, dot fields and so on. Okay. So I need to interesting. Let's just check. Do we have such schema? And our tests will fail. That's fine. At least for now. Okay. Please. I'll be running one test at a time. Okay. Let's start with simple test case. And possibly I will just drop the database for tests. And DB. Okay. We'll remove database data. And okay, starting it again. Okay. Okay. Let's open those tests. Where do they live? They live service settings test. Settings, it's a settings picture. I think almost each test has a settings fixture. And our application fails to create any fixture. Okay, num into data. This will be data. Okay. Okay. Data is empty. Hello. Hello to you too. I'm not sure that it's yeah. I have not expected that smile will look like this. I used to see a smiling face or smiling. It looks like some kind of dot or something like this. Okay. Okay. We just move to create settings. Think we'll add a breakpoint here. Okay. Others. It's a run test. Let's pick one test that creates a settings. Test service settings list create settings. Test yeah. Our tests with invalid data work because our data is invalid. Update settings, create settings. Okay, let's just start this test. Only test. Okay. Let's run on this test and focus on it. Okay, others. Okay, it's our test create settings. Test service settings, create settings. Okay, validators, data. So okay, valid. Where am I? I'm here. Valid. We have some validators and just the name. And I think they are not so valid. Service settings, settings. Okay, action insert. So version can't be blank. I think I will just create another version of this API and indent. def get or create for name. We'll have a name here and data. I see. Okay. Visiting. Get or create. We have this thing. So default data. And we'll just update our our module this thing, and I will start create a test for it. The test and then get or create to get or create to get or create to creates a view settings. Okay, creates a new settings. And settings name will be. Do we have unique? Okay, we don't have any unique thing here. Why? Let me check. I have included fixture somewhere for concase. If I'm not mistaken. Support concase. It just returned nothing. Okay, so what do we have here? It's our concase, and then okay. Explaining. What's it? Thank you. What you Okay. Okay. So we have a using thing. We possibly, I don't know, where do we use this thing, and the data case. Interesting. Case template. No, nothing. Okay, let's alias the fixture then. Web service settings test. Alias Elixir Home. Yes. Fixtures. Okay. Okay. Fixtures and unique. Okay. Let it be like this. So we'll generate some unique integer. Unique settings. Okay. Settings name. And then what I will do, I will so settings get or create. Okay, do we have some smiles? Quite. Okay, get or create settings name and you need to ask any questions. Okay. And I will accept that we will have our accept that we will have our settings. I will accept that we receive our settings with settings name, settings name. Okay. Let's make it like this. Unknown key settings name. Okay. We don't have this, but we have only name. Okay. Okay. Service settings test. Here. Now. It's our test and it's our implementation. Get or create name, default data. And then and x get get. What does this mean? Okay, when we using get this, okay, get post by ID. Ah, okay. Repo get. Let's see about get or create for Phoenix framework. Ah, get. Do we have get or create? Phoenix. Get byte. Okay. So I think get will return get settings by name. Okay. Let's switch back. Get settings by name. And then result will be this part. This will be our result. It's a typo here. Result. Okay, result. And add in a breakpoint here. So okay, starting tests again. But I think I will test service setting and instead of this thing I will use this one. Okay, creates removed there. Remove. Okay, creates new settings. Okay, result new. Okay. Let's add a breakpoint here. So we'll combine. I will combine this into this. Okay. And after result, so our debugger will be inside our function. Okay. The settings one, and the default data is empty dictionary. Repo get settings. So if I use this kind of notation, settings name. Okay, I think we can use explain a little bit. Explain. So for Refactor.SQL explain repo how old from interesting. Repo set. Let's do it like this. But it is showing callback opts. So with assets struct or change set. fact I change set, so it will be ecto schema or ecto change set. Yeah, I'm a programmer, and but now I'm a programmer. So so a little bit more about me. Now I just now I'm more on a menu. So right now I'm working more on management side of things. Side like mentoring others and so and have started stream. So so right now yeah, I'm a programmer and have worked on different projects and some other stuff. Usually I do some management stuff, more of management stuff now, and it's quite difficult to continue to teach others or do some other things without being without programming. So just streaming to do something useful for the world, we can say that, and possibly to keep my skills up to date. So I like to do new things. If we insert thing here, let's see if we insert settings is name and data will be default data. Okay, version is new. Inserted it, and if I try to insert it again, so it will be an error. And it's very nice because it's expected thing. So then okay, and like this have answered the questions. Okay, we have schema and we have query. Query, let's see where is our functions. Okay, this get, I don't see any get here. There is no get. Okay. So it's query. And actor repo, possibly it's here. Repo, get, abserts. Insert provides abserts, update for inserts via onConflict. Okay. Conflict. Okay. Insert. So regarding my programming experience, so I have started learning programming from 207. I have started to okay. So it's about yeah. Okay. We have insert, get. Okay. So let's just make it like this. So where is my code? And I will try to get result in case repo get and okay. Case repo get settings and name. Specification get or create. Is this 20? Okay, and default data will be it will return returns t. If it returns nothing, then so regarding my history, I like to games. I like to play computer games. Create. Okay. So I like to play computer games before starting the program, and I wanted to create some by myself. And so I like more. So it's more difficult to start. So it's quite difficult just to overcome some initial programming things, but it's much easier to continue to learn new languages. So if I have nothing, then what I will do, I will insert. I will just insert the data. Insert the data. Will be settings. So what does insert returns? Okay, it's returns the actual value. Settings with name. Data will be default data. Okay. Data will be our default data, and version will be 1. Okay. Elixir format. Okay. If I return, if I get some settings, I will return those settings too. Okay. So we have removed. Okay. Our code is working regarding other stuff from the thing. I think I will remove some other parts. Test getter create new settings. Creates new settings. Getter create. Let's just check. And I will create some data. Default data will be string key with a dynamic value. X first unique integer. Default data will be this, and some value. Some value. We'll put a default data here. Default data. Result will be this. Will be this, and now I will compare our result with actual data. Version will be 1. Okay. Creates new settings or returns these. Event. Okay. Possibly I will compare result to the settings. We'll compare it to this. So name will be settings name. Version will be first, and then we'll remove this test together. And data will be our default data. Run terminators here. Let's check how it works. So this test should pass. Okay, we don't have any test because I have renamed it. Creates new settings. Existing ones. Okay. Okay. Inserted it. Okay. 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 Want to compare everything? I think I will just remove this thing. And our test should pass. No, why? Okay. 25. Okay. We'll just move the order back. And that. Okay, so we'll do this. We'll pin this. And we'll pin this default data. Okay, thank you. Okay. Let's check whether it will work. Okay, it works. And I'm glad about this. Okay. It will be create result. Okay. Okay. Settings. Okay. Next, I will be default data. I will create another data. Okay. 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 I'm not sure if I understand. What does it mean? But I think something nice. The data will be data. And I will check that our create result equals interesting. Our create result create result it's not very nicely written, but it should work. Our create result no, I will just move it back. Create result will be like this. Okay, another data create result is create result. It looks like a comment or this should work. Okay, it works. It works, and that is nice. It is very, very nice. We have lifting, we have a get or create. So let me check what other things do we have here. Let me think. We have our list service settings. I'm not sure that I will use this function because each service will have own settings and I don't need this. Get settings by ID. I have get or create for this, create settings. I have get or create for this too, update settings. Okay, I will need this, but I will update it a little bit. Delete settings. No, change settings. Oh no. So for now. Okay. So what do we have here? I have only update settings and get or create. Interesting. Possibly I don't even need the thing at all. update settings instead of will remove it. So I will need the I will need a name and data. Okay. Check. Date. Update. Name is string. The data will be all up. Okay. And it will return items t. Okay. So what do I think about this? Possibly I will move the settings all together. Possibly I will won't need any context for this. Settings. X. Okay. Moving it here. Okay. Okay. This. Possibly I will split it into other modules in future, but not now. Okay. This thing. I have a change set, get or create. We'll produce module. Hi. 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 Okay. Setting. Oh, so I just use a T here. Okay. Okay. So thanks. Glad that my voice is loud enough to talk, and will be glad to discuss new things, what you want to know. Okay. Okay, update settings. Get or create. Y. Type T. Okay. And def more. Type Okay, it will be our I don't know why it complains. Possibly I will just do like this. Module T and vector module T. Okay. Let's try compiling it. Okay, type T undefined. But how did it work from external file? I think I will just add it. Type T. Okay. Load. I will get it. Get from it. It will be our module. Okay. And then our data will be map. Okay, our version is integer. Okay, and name will be string. Possibly I can remove module from here now. Let me check. And okay, it works. It works. So we'll remove module thing from here too. We'll return null. Okay. String type and okay. So it's not string, it's string T. Because in Elixir there's another thing for strings. Okay. Have update settings. And let's cover this thing with tests. We will rename it settings test access. Okay. Okay, settings test access. Okay. Regarding this one, we'll reduce the number of tests because we have removed almost everything from it. And service settings test. Okay, we have no service settings here. We have only settings. Settings thing. Okay. And let's go removing some code. This list don't need it. Build settings don't need it. Create. Okay. Update settings. Okay, let's delete, invalid. Okay, let it be. Delete settings. Delete don't need it. Change settings. Okay, let's remove it. And this test is just, I have just added it. So I will keep it because it was not auto-generated. I like the things I wrote. Okay. Test update settings with valid date updates settings. Settings fixture. Okay. Settings fixture will will not work because there is no such thing like create settings. Let's remove our settings fixture to use it. Okay, it's here. Remove it. Update settings. So it's our service settings. And get or create. Get or create. It's service settings, get or create. Settings, get or create. Let's do it like this. Okay. We'll move alias here and remove this part. Okay, so I don't need it anymore. Don't need to import anything. Settings, get or create. We'll move this part to other thing. And this, this, right, describe. So things, update settings. Okay, it's another describe, and I will move everything that is related to this part to this describe section. Okay. Okay. So regarding this thing, I think I will not need this part. Create new settings and return to existing ones. Okay, set up and it's our setup block, and it will return some settings, settings. Okay. What do we have here? We have split our tests into two groups. One of them is this part. Okay. There is no settings fixture. And update settings, with valid data updates the settings. I don't think that we actually need some valid data. Update settings with valid data. Okay. I think I will add more tests if I need this. And for now, removing this part. So, and okay, there is no service settings, so we will be using just settings. Okay. Replaced this settings. Let's make it free up. And settings. settings will be our settings. Okay. Result is settings. Great. Do we have it? Partial data. Okay. Partial data. Okay. Settings update. Let's just remove this thing and have to update settings name and extra data will be our key. Pictures. Okay, and value. Data. Okay. I need some comma here. Okay, compiler is not ready. Settings struct undefined. Access home settings struct. Settings test 13. 113. Where is it? 13. Let's remove only thing. Okay, we have two failures. And build. Integer, integer. Access home settings getter create is undefined. access home settings, get or create is undefined. Module is not available, not defined. Setting get or create. Okay. Why does it fail? Created extra file. Okay. Don't need. Don't need this file. Okay. I can't file. Okay. And take this home. Okay. Regarding service settings. Let's remove this file, and regarding this file, let's see. Okay, compiler, it turns out that compiler was right. There was no integer, variable. Result, settings, get and create. Okay. Compile, access home settings, get and create. Will be ASDF and value will be Ectec variable not implemented for settings of type pattern. Okay. Let's see. Repo get settings. Okay. No. Compile. No such table service settings. Oh, it's better. It's much better. Better create works. I'm very glad about that. Settings test, settings. Deleted this, modified. Okay. Settings test. Deleted. Like deleting. I like deleting files more than doing more of them. Okay. Up for this. Settings update. We have now unique integer. We have the unique integer. And okay. Okay. Name is this. And so what I will do here settings will be get or create get and updating. Okay, it's not the thing I want to use. Settings get or create name and File data. I have some settings. I think we'll just do something like this. Get settings will be replicate. Module and name. Okay. Try to get this. Okay. Settings. We have some settings. And we have some settings. Okay, if there is no settings, then I need to fail possibly. First. Okay, I don't need everything. These settings. Fails and oh, I see. I think I will just create event function. It's just a naming, but okay. Date settings. Instead of it, I will be using this settings updates failed or assert false. Okay. So it will fail. So it should fail for unknown settings and update the settings. And extra field. So it adds extra fields. There is no such field. Okay, fields for unknown settings. So it should add some values. If it is asked next, it will fail if there is no such settings. Fails. Okay. And what it should do, if we have some settings, updates value. Update the value. That's extra fields. And it should keep these ones. So it should add extra fields and keep existing ones. I think it's nice. Okay, adds extra fields, fields for unknown fields, update the value. Existing value. Let's focus on it right now. We have. I think I should write the test, extra test for this case. Yeah. And I like that we have our test running in the background. And okay, it's the benefit of using trace function. So by default, it will kick us out from it when 60 seconds or timeout is reached. But now we don't need this thing at all. And also, Vector SQL Sandbox had on limits, and they were not connected with this thing. So yeah, and we can debug a little bit more with this approach. Okay. Okay, and I will need that. Okay. Regarding this thing. Let me think. What I will do here. I will not need to return. Okay, I won't need to return everything. I will just return the result. Okay. Equals ratings. Okay, it equals module. Okay, result. Possibly will remove this. I don't need the internal stuff. I will need just the data. We remove this. Now let's run the test now. Okay. Okay, so let's update our test. And I think we will need to update so which should return no. Okay, and this thing should return a map too. Okay, change set. Just thinking about it because right now we don't use it at all. Okay, result is our we get data. Interesting. I think I will replace it with pattern matching. Okay. Data. And we'll return a data. Settings, getting module by name. Okay, it returns a map. So I'm not sure that I will need this. What? Okay, it's in place. Okay. We have 4 filling tests. Okay, we'll remove color for now. And we'll run only failed tests. Only failed ones. Okay. I think I will just return everything from this and return empty. Okay. Let's return a key from Kepler. Although I don't think we will need everything from it. But okay. Update name and partial data. Let's check. Our test should pass at least some of them. Settings update. Update is undefined. Okay, let's move to our tests. Our tests. Everything. And I think password. So what I will do, name will be things x integer cube and so this should the typos. Okay. So it should fail. Settings update fails for unknown settings. Set raise and exception. Time error with some FM. Okay. And even this in our file. Actor no results error. Okay, so not runtime error, but actor results error. Okay. Settings. Okay, so it should work. Okay, so we have only 2 failed tests. I think I will not need to change it here. So I don't need this import at all. That is fine. What is about our coverage? Okay, we have some coverage. Okay. So, creating these settings. The next thing what I will do, I will update. Let's see how to update this vector. Update. Insert or update. No, I need only update. Update. It accepts vector change set. Update all queryable. Updates. Okay. From P, where post ID is so, set title new title, rep update all, update all, update all. Okay. Update change set. No, it's related to update the change set using its primary key. I need some extra thing. So update all. Let's use update all then. It's our update all. For do they use it? from, okay, not for, but from s module, okay, from s module, where s name equals from p in post, where something, where, let's see, where how do we use this thing, where pid less than something, where, okay, let's update update all, query, update all. Okay, we'll use this and query. Where, how can we pass multiple where? Okay, and we can use and for this, where setting name equals our name, okay, and as version equals settings version, okay. Okay, let me check. Third result will be settings. Okay. Data should be similar to data. Let's try starting the test and see. Okay. Let it be like this, just for now. No, we use, we can add a debugger here. And from okay, something went wrong. Yeah. Okay, from S in okay, from S in this module, where S name equals your name. Let's pipe this to our repo. Okay, where is name equal this, and s version and s version equals settings. Okay. And if I will use 2 here, it will return an empty result. Okay. From this module, I think I will just remove this parenthesis. Okay, let's format from okay, but it got added from this module where this from this and okay, update all posts link from pin posts where okay, select my repo update all, set title no, from pin post where post ID equals update. Okay, let's add some update. Update. Okay. Data will be shell data. It's wrong, but okay. Update partial data and type everything from this to repo update all. Update all and sample this thing from. Does it complain? Let's just try starting a test and we will see. Unknown key data in update. Okay. So instead of it, I will need to use this set. Okay. Okay. Yeah, that is fine. Very well. It will be like this. Yes. Can we select something? Data and return options is prefix. Schema prefix, shared options. Timeout, loop, telemetry event, and other thing. Okay. Let's see. Set. Okay. Link. Update op. Select P. Let's try using select P. Select P. Okay. Try. Yes. Okay. Result. Okay, and I'm glad that we have some result. It's very nice. Okay, 3 extra value. Okay. So what should we get? It will be our one and result. And I will return a result. Okay. Does it contain the spec for function? It seems that it's outdated thing. Okay. Then we did past to this point. Assert settings. Let me check. So what I will do, I will add this thing. Settings. Data. Data will be let's just check that it will work. Invalid argument for binary operator. Expected an existing variable got settings data. Okay. Just needed to double check this. Okay. Result. Did name it correctly. Result data not match data and match result data and our extra data. Cannot invoke remote function result data inside the match. Okay. Yeah. Data. I don't need the settings anymore in this case. Okay. Data will be like data. Okay. We have a data from this thing and set breakpoint here. It should not much right now. Okay, but we have got an extra value. Result settings get, settings version. We have pinned the thing. Okay. And data will be not merge. Settings data. Settings data. I think I will pattern match on it. What is this? Key. Wrong key again. Okay. Okay. So setting data with partial data. Partial data. So what I will do, I will update this with our data. Let's see. Test settings update, add extra fields, keeps, adds, okay, adds extra fields, keeps existing ones, match field, data, result, key, some value, key, some value, key, some value, okay. Why it didn't match? It's an interesting question. So I think there is no questions for this module, but I will just remove this part here. And data, it will be view data. View data, it will be this, and our data is this, and extra data is this. Okay, so what I need to do is to check that our maps are partially the same. What do we have? Do we have something like includes? Map. So let's see. Drop. I think it will be easier to go to the documentation. Okay. There's our functions. Delete drop. Drops given keys from map. Okay. Equal includes. Possibly we have something with enum. We'll check this later. Equal fetch field fetch. Okay, we get only one key. Filter from struct, get an update, get edit, this key, keys merge, view, put view, replace, take to list, update, values. No. None, what do we have here? All, any, includes. Do we have something like includes? We have slide thing in a new version. Alt key space, map to check, what we I think it's a nice idea. Okay. So what I will do set this compare data expected actual and okay. Expected actual. What will I do here? I will extract all the keys from map and map. Can we get some keys? Poop, reject. What is reject? Returns map excluding the pairs from map for which one returns a truthy value. List values merge new get an update has keys merge new. So what I want here yep. Let's do it like this. Okay. Yep. And not expected. We'll pipe it into map keys. Okay. Fetching keys from expected map. The next will be map. And FM key. It will be key. And our actual do we have actual key or value? Okay, and so we'll do like this, and after it we'll pipe it into a num 2. Okay, let's format it. It's fine, it's fine. Let's save this. And let's format our file. And check. It. Do this. Okay. I think it will be more readable, at least for this case. Let's format. It's, I think it will be a little bit readable, or more readable. And not easy. Okay, not actual but existing. Existing data. Okay. And what I will do here, I will set expected equals data. Okay. Compare data will be data and view data. Data view data. And also I will compare data with extra format view data extra data with view data. Okay, let's see. It should pass. Okay, existing. And now so it works. Okay. Works. It's the existing value. So this part works, and things. Okay, what will I do here? Okay. Random key value. Random value. Okay. will be some string of unique fixtures, unique integer. Okay. It will be our random value. So I will add pattern match here, or just data. Okay, fixtures unique integer. Let's add a breakpoint here. We have only one failed test, so it should be fast. And data. Data is this. How to pick first. How to pick some value from it. Not keys from data. I think it will not be possible. It has no such syntax. Okay. Data not keys. Okay. List first. Okay. And this random key, random value. Okay. What I will do here? I will update our settings. Okay. Third data key. Data random key. Random value. Just a safeguard. Okay. Insert settings update. Not unknown settings, but name. And here I will put key. Possibly not random, but existing. Key. Existing key. Existing key with random value. Okay. And what it should return? Settings. It will be existing key. Don't value. Let's pin those things. it works. And let's run all tests. Okay. Result is unused. Result is unused. Where is result? Result. Okay. We don't use it. I'll make it. Okay. So let's check. Have application is on covered line, and service preview is not covered a little bit. Data case. Why? Why our data case is okay. We have some modules there. Okay. Let's review this screen. Deleted new file. Okay, modified our data. Deleted our file. Data case and some missing tests. Okay, make them. I mean, the fact of I think tests. Okay. It's why doesn't contain spec of okay. Possibly I need to format format. Okay. Let's commit our code. The laser is happy. I'm happy with it too. Okay. Alias needed, alias here. Okay. Possibly I deleted wrong fixtures. Let's do it like this without any spacing in the beginning. Okay. So I need to put it below dialyzer. Oh, not dialyzer, Credo. Okay, Credo is happy. So let's commit at last. So what is about it? Cover Refactor settings. Okay. Let's push those changes. So let's recap what we what have we done today? Move this line. Possibly the dialyzer will just remove the type spec for it and return it back. Dialyzer, please. Okay, it continues to be not happy. So we created two functions. First of them is get or create. So we're trying to get a module and then insert the data straight to our database. Okay. I think I need to slightly update it. I need to increment inc. Yes. Inc. Version. Okay. I've forgotten this part. Where is the documentation? Non-vector repo. Set, and where increment. Update, inc. Let's just check everything. Okay. Let's run our tests. Malformed inc. So it expects a keyword list. Let's fix this. So it will be version and I will increase it by 1. At least if I can do this. Okay, so I will update a little bit our version in our application, our test. Settings test. It's extra fields. Okay. Version will be version. Okay. Version should be, I'm not sure. Version +1. Will compiler complain about it? Okay. Okay. It will complain. No. Okay. Set version creators. Okay, it will be new version. New version. New version greater than version. Okay, it passes. It passes. So let's return back to our settings. Let's just try to remove this thing and see that it will fail to work. Okay. Okay. So let's wake up. We'll commit it. Recommit. Format. It's formatter file. You connect again. The Elixir will be happy. Yeah. The Elixir is happy, and our thing is ready. Increase settings version and update after update. Git push. Okay, so it was the primary reason for using version. Okay. Okay, so what we do here, we're looking just for the same thing, just for the same file, with the same settings, with the same version, and trying to update it with increasing the version and updating the data inside. So why do I do this? It's like a compare and set algorithm. Possibly it can fail at some time, but it will be okay. It will be nice to have such algorithm here. So we are trying to find the value with just the same primary key and with exact version. Okay, we will return entire row or rows. I think it should be one row. Okay, and we'll update the data with extra data and increase the version. So if we got the value from one process, for example from process A, and trying to put in new data from, okay, so for example we have some timers. So for example we have some timer sleep for some kind of milliseconds. Okay. If we sleep between those things for some time, if we sleep for some time between fetching actual data and putting it inside our database, then our record will become outdated after some time and we will not be able to insert the data. So what we will need is just to try again, and hopefully it will be result. Okay, so if we have some other result, we have two values or just not found, it will fail and we will not reach this function, this line. So it should work. Let me check. Create model for settings. Okay, binary name is ID and JSON settings. Done. Add version number for compare and set operations. Yeah, it's just named like compare and set. Okay. So we have some settings and we will be able to use them for some interesting things. And so what it will be, store clock settings, the database in the DB. in the DB it will be time zone. Just for now. Store clock set clock time zone in the database. We'll be doing this tomorrow. So yeah. Quite lots of commits. I'm glad that it works. Okay. I think it will be all for today. Thanks for watching. Have a nice evening. Bye.